Welcome to Kushoto, the diarist of African tales. In this episode, Rehema Baya.
My name is Rehema Baya, and I'm a photographer based in Nairobi. Okay, originally, and it's still in my veins, it's mathematics. That's Rehema. Rehema has always been math since I was age 0. And I joined the University of Nairobi to do statistics, which was a really good high, I won't lie, it was fun. But sometimes, because situations change, and most of the time things that could be fun for you, you might not be able to achieve what you need to, so I had to leave that. So the first time I shot fashion, it was for a competition. I didn't know I wanted to do photography. So there was a guest photographer in Kenya from Poland, and he was trying to recruit some youth to train them in photography. So I just applied, because there was nothing I was doing at that time. So I just asked my uncle for his camera, and I took a few photos and I sent to him, and then I got into the class. So the first project, because he's a fashion photographer, the first project he gave us was obviously based off of what he does most of the time, which is fashion. So that's where it gripped me. Yeah, I can say we have a lot of talent. We have a lot of gifted photographers who maybe aren't as known as others, because you see, photography is very expensive. So for someone to first start having their own gear and everything, it takes a lot. I'd say it takes a lot. So there are different types of, I know all ranges of, managing a studio gave me access to all range of photographers. So to a whole range of photographers. So I think we have a lot to offer. Let me just say that. As Kenya, we have a lot to offer. Photography ni jua kali, to be honest, because we manage our own businesses. So the jobs you get is what you will pay rent with and do things with. So I would say, because of COVID-19, in the beginning, that is, I think I'd say April, May was the craziest time, because everything went dead, and you have to start, I don't know, for instance, for me, I had to start making posters for other people. I started to outsource different things that I can do online that could give me something, so that I don't go completely crazy. Yeah. Wait, I have a problem somewhere. I've remembered before we go to the next question. One thing that I think gender-wise has a problem, and it is something I am personally vigorously fighting, is the price difference. When people give me a job and they automatically realize I'm female, they feel I will take less money. And I feel like if I had because nowadays, I have a manager, and my manager is male. When he's talking on the phone, when he says the price, it's not even a discussion. But when they're talking to me directly and I speak they're like, we could. It's like the talent is different because of your gender, which doesn't make sense. So I've been in a situation where, but I understood why they needed, because some things are sensitive, depending on, especially for NGOs, depending on whether you're shooting sexual violence or you're shooting, anything that is, for instance, FGM. Sometimes the people, the survivors of those situations get easily triggered by different things. Because generally in my team, I have 2 assistants and they're both male, So I had to outsource a different assistant, a lady, a younger photographer, to assist me, because for that specific job we had to go as just female. So that's the only, it's happened twice, and that's the only situation I found myself where gender became a factor when shooting. Extraordinary demands, someone who expected me to store their photos for up to 2 years. And I realized as well that I should be charging them for storage. And then it's happened twice, but I don't think it will ever happen again, where I take a deposit, I do the job, and then I send you pictures and you disappear. Nowadays, I don't even take deposits, just send me money and I take your photos. Yeah. A project I have done that has been of high impact. Now I have to think. I'd have to say Arts to End Slavery, because I've done the Arts to End Slavery project for 3 years. I don't remember them off the top of my head right now, but it was 3 consecutive years up to, I think, 2017, because we didn't have the funding to do 2018, 2019. But it was the project that, looking at, because because right now I've had a lot of time to think. You see, being home and going out for work a few times in a month gives you a lot of time to sit and reanalyze and re-strategize. And I realized that was a very big highlight for me, and I need to find a way of which, that's what I'm saying, it's a realization that those projects, they got me to a point where I was still in touch with humanity, but I was still shooting high quality, because I like high quality clean images. That's just a thing I like. But I was still shooting humanitarian projects that are not necessarily always, happy in terms of mood, but I managed to balance the two to give someone art that they can put on their wall and they are feeling happy about, but still get the message that there's a problem somewhere and we need to solve it. Yeah. So that was the highlight for me. Yeah. I have shot something that I did not, I haven't lost someone's job yet. Let's hope. But I've shot projects before, especially when you're beginning, because I'm almost a perfectionist. I don't know if I'd say perfectionist, or let me use the word my boss uses, I'm meticulous. So I obsess over high quality, and sometimes when you shot at low quality because you are learning and you see things on the internet and you're like, this is not that. So you hesitate, you try and push it a bit here and there to try and get it to that level. But I feel that left me, like I got rid of it after I kept practicing and kept improving on my skill. Nowadays I don't have that fear of giving, like right now I'm confident, I know exactly what I'll give to you. Yeah. Naturally I'm introverted. Like photography has made me make friends. Yeah, it has forced me out of my shell, which is good, because generally for me my career was learn statistics, get to a basement, just punch in numbers, as in that would be peaceful. But now 2 years ago I had a big problem, because I didn't know what to say, or was it right to say, and then I'm always second guessing everything I have already said, so I want to correct it on the spot. It was confusing. But right now as we speak, I can shoot anyone, literally. What I would advise females, okay, young girls and women who want to start shooting or to work in the field of photography. It doesn't have to be shooting directly, but it could be managing either a studio, or it could be being a photographer's assistant or a film's assistant, anything that's within the creative field. What I would advise is, because I feel we are not taught it in school, and it's something that I've had to find on my own, and it is how to lead and accept that you can lead. Like, I think that is a problem, because we already get into the industry from a point of number 2, and you can't be number 1 if you're consistently thinking, oh, this is where I'm starting from as number 2. And the only way you become a number 1 is if you focus, you work on your skill, because it takes a lot. Because I've had an assistant that I trained for so long, and she dropped out last minute, and it was really unfortunate, because I think she found it was hard. And she was like, no, I'd rather just go sit at home, you know. So at the same time, as much as the industry is favoring men, they are aggressive. So if you take a step back as number 2, you're leaving the spot for number 1. Someone will sit there. So if you want to have the number 1 spot, you have to actually step up to that position. A photographer in Kenya who wants to pay their bills and things like that, I'm sure they have to behave jokali, because they have to take all types of jobs, any type of job. Yes, they can specialize, but you need to get to a particular level for you to be able to specialize and only get the big clients per se. And most of what we are calling big clients, most of the time they do only one big project a year. But I still feel it is almost a responsibility for us to build ourselves here. Yeah, because it won't change with us all running away. It won't change. You can step out, get your skills, but please, I know I sound Pan-African, but that's exactly what I am. We need to come back and build. We need to change it here. The same way Hollywood did it and they controlled that economy, we need to do it here.